Welcome. This isn't your average movie podcast. We go where no man has gone before.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
Join us as we review movies new and old. You're tuned into Lupo's Cinema Symposium. Welcome back, everybody, to the greatest movie podcast in the history of anything ever. This is Lupo's Cinema Symposium. I am your hostess with the mostest, Lupo, a.k.a. Jim. I'm here, as always, with my two co-hosts, my gurus of all that is film, Robbie and Christian. Guys, how we feeling?
Sleepy.
Just a little
But
EP.
good.
Just a little EP.
I am feeling very isolated in this society in which we live in and ignored. Really frustrated and upset, but also I'm kind of feeling like a funny guy.
Just a little bit, a little dance, a little low key. Ever since I watched the movie, I've been waking up first thing, looking at myself in the mirror and doing a little dance. It's very freeing, in a way.
For those at home who don't know yet, we watched Cinderella.
Yes. I watched Sleeping Beauty, and I just what was it called when people would just like plank on like random shit?
It was called planking.
Yeah, well, I kind of
got
forgot. I'm old now. Anyway, so we watched a movie, and we watched Joker, the 2019 DC film, if you will. It was a film. I don't really know how I want to start this because there's a lot to talk about. There's the movie, there's the story, there's the after the movie, and all that.
Can I suggest something? I feel like in
go
this
ahead.
case, I almost think we should just give our rating first. Because then I feel like we're going to be different. At least me and Jimmy are going to be different.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like then we can just go from there and like figure it out and like talk about it. But like,
I can predict how this is going to be rated.
yeah.
Let's just do this from highest to lowest, starting with Jimmy.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my official letterbox because I have the idea of what I put down, but I just want to make sure. I want to be honest to myself. I actually, wow, who would have thought? Oh, I did actually put it down. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this movie. I felt as a chud, this movie spoke directly to me, and I felt empowered to make the world around me worse. As a chudnaxing incel, I felt spoken to, and this is the type of media that they've been afraid to really make content for. It's a very niche topic, the struggles of the white male. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course.
I know. It's just like I don't even know how to.
I don't want the meme, Jimmy. I don't want the meme.
Yeah.
No. In all honesty, though, I gave it 4.5 stars, and I did actually really enjoy the movie. I wouldn't give it 5 stars just because I'm a very vibes based guy. Like I've given a couple 5-star ratings on the podcast before. I just didn't think it was there. But I know we're going to have a big dichotomy here, a big split. So somebody just stick the fork in my heart.
Okay, I'll go next then. And I'll just give the rating and then move on for now. 2 stars.
I did 1 star. I guess. Do you want me to talk first, Christian, or do you want to go? Or because I want to kind of.
I have so much, and I'm not sure how to structure it. So how about
Maybe,
you go, and I'll just bounce off.
Let me. Basically, right now, I'm of two minds. There's two I have a split feeling here, and both feelings are negative. So
Quite the
I
split.
have my judgment on like the movie itself, like separated from the context of
It being a
basically
comic book movie.
well, that too, I guess. The context of that, but not just that. Also, the fact that it's just honestly like a blatant ripoff of like '70s Scorsese, and especially King of Comedy and Taxi Driver. It's basically an amalgamation of those two movies.
That might be a good spot to start.
Yeah, I mean that's my split. It's like it's trying to judge the movie for what it is and meet it where it's at. And I also don't really like it, but honestly, it's hard for me to get over the fact that this movie is just like painfully unoriginal. As a comic book movie, it doesn't even work in that way. Like I feel like this doesn't feel like the Joker at all. And it's not. In the sequel, they kind of almost like apologize for this movie and backtrack on its entire existence and basically are like, yeah, this isn't the Joker. I mean, I just don't understand talking about just the comic book end, just the Batman side of it. Like, what is the point of this movie? Like, what is this movie saying on that side? Like, what is it adding? Like, when you make something that's already an established IP, it's like, what are you trying to add to this? You know, and I don't think this movie adds anything. I think the reason this is an IP is because it almost gives it a pass to be unoriginal. It's to be completely unoriginal, and
it's like, hey, wouldn't Taxi Driver be way cooler if his name was the Joker?
Yeah,
Joker,
exactly.
baby.
The Joker baby. So can I bounce off you for a couple of these?
Yeah, basically, but that's the one side, and then I guess we're going to talk more about like the actual movie. But I just wanted to get that out of the way because that's like a big hang up for me. And then like after that, I still don't really like the movie, even all that stuff removed. But so
there are things in this movie that I do like, and I can see like glimpses of like writing and acting talent being utilized the right way. But on the whole, I'm gonna have to agree with almost everything you just said. I think I am a little bit more to be fair, this is a 2-star movie. That's not the best in my book. I think I am a little bit more forgiving of it being a ripoff because sometimes it did work, but only when they used the Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy as a base point, and not when they were trying to do one for ones. I'll say that much at least. Like there are times where they're like, okay, let's take that Taxi Driver thing and run with it and have Arthur do his own thing with it. And I think those are actually some of the better scenes in the movie for this character, which I'm like, oh man, I wish the rest of the movie had hit home like this. Like when he's dancing with the gun in the living room.
Yeah. I mean, the other problem for me with this movie is I had a very visceral reaction when I saw it in the theater. And now it hasn't been enough time removed from that. So I almost like, I have such a negative impression of this movie. It's hard for me to even see past that anymore. Like Arthur as a character is just like, kind of just brutal to me all around. Like I don't like any part of this movie, honestly. I'm honestly like the only reason I gave it 1 star and not like half a star or no stars is because the movie does look really good. I mean, it's colorful. Yeah. It looks like I guess it's supposed to be what, the 70s or 60s or something. It does look like that. It looks like
I do like the Joker design in this movie. I to be fair.
Yeah, that's good too. And I even think like the music is pretty good as well. But it's just like every other aspect of the movie, like I kind of like hate. It's not even just that I'm like bored. It's just like I hate everything that is happening
I don't
in this movie.
disagree. Like I've like again similar feelings, just not as strong, I guess.
Yeah.
There are just pearls here and there where I was like, oh well, if this had been the whole movie, this would have been fucking awesome. And then they kind of it feels like they didn't have a good intuition of the story or character that they wanted to tell.
Yeah, and I feel like that's because Todd Phillips maybe used DC as a vehicle rather than like actually wanting to do something with the Joker specifically. I feel like this is the way he was able to get, a movie of this budget and this size and like this much freedom. So he took it. Like I don't necessarily think it didn't have to be a DC movie. It doesn't even feel like a DC movie. And I just don't get the point. I mean, Jim, I guess on the positive side for you, like, I don't know. I think you should just talk about the things you like a little more detail about like what you like about it. Like as far as like, let's just talk about like the Joker stuff. Like as far as DC, like what do you feel like this movie gets right about the character?
See, I feel like it's just maybe it's a couple things. So one, you guys are specifically referencing like Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy, and maybe due to my lack of movie watching, that might be to my benefit because I'm not really seeing any of the stuff that they're being derivative of. So that's kind of the one thing. And then squaring the circle of just like the DC universe or like the characters or however that all works. I kind of view it as its own, like I feel like only Batman kind of has done this where there's just so many different iterations, stories, universes. Like I went on a little binge on YouTube where they had a bunch of free like Batman movies. And so like they have specific stories sometimes and they are kind of correlated to certain universes at the time. And then sometimes they're like, okay, well, Batman is now a samurai. Or like Batman is now in Gothic London and he is working alongside of Sherlock Holmes. Or like, any of those things. So I kind of treat you kind of have to sometimes look at some of these stories in their own little bubble and look at it as its own little thing. Like I remember there was they did some comic storyline once about like the Joker basically being a normal guy again, and like that was a whole like story, and he just became like a normal guy, and then Batman was like, "This guy's fucking insane! No, what are you guys doing?" So
right, but like Batman being a samurai or Batman being like a detective in Victorian London, he's still the character of Batman. I have a really hard time in my brain making Arthur Fleck the Joker because he's not really had like there's nothing in here that makes him the Joker other than that they say it.
I just think it's because there's so many different ways that they've kind of done it over and over and over again in varying degrees that it's almost like what Robbie was saying. He was using it more as like a vehicle. Like he made this story, and you probably could have just completely removed, DC from it and like the characters, and it could have just been a fucking clown guy. It would have kind of made a little bit less sense when he goes up to like Wayne Manor and all that.
Though,
huh?
And that's the problem with that is if you do that, then it is literally just Taxi Driver or it's just King of Comedy. So that's my whole problem. And I understand what you're saying. You haven't seen those. So it's like, I get that. Like there's movies I have that with where, maybe it's derivative of something and I never saw it. I saw it when I was younger. So I definitely get your point of view. But the problem with doing what you said, and when you lose the character like that, like the character no longer, and I'm talking about IP in this situation, like this is a pre-existing character.
If you can take it out and not make a difference, then you didn't need it to be that character.
Yeah, and also the other thing I wanted to say was we're talking about it being derivative, and to an extent, like, yeah, that's a criticism, but there's plenty of things that are derivative that are still good because they bring something new to it, or it's just like a Tarantino movie. It's all stolen, but it's collected in such a way that it's just
It's
like
like a love letter to a genre sometimes.
exactly. So it's really fun to watch, and like even a movie I saw this year called Train Dreams, which is like very derivative of like Terrence Malick. But like I still enjoy that movie because even though it's derivative, it's still it's really only visually derivative too in that case. It's not really like you can still enjoy the story. In this case, everything is derivative of Scorsese and the 70s filmmaking in general, like 70s noir type stuff. Um, like visually, the time period it's set in, the story, everything is derivative. So when you have that and you also have no character, like that's hard for me. And then on top of all that, I think we're eventually going to get to like what the movie's trying to say, like what the themes are of the movie,
Oh,
you know.
yeah, I have a lot to say on
And
that one.
none of that works for me. Like this movie is sort of like, I mean, it is misguided because he made a whole sequel that is like quite literally an apology for this movie. It's him being like, fucking people co-opted my movie and like it didn't mean what I thought it meant. But that's only because it's so clumsily and like poorly made.
Now, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah. I don't want to get on a tangent and then just start rambling. So
A quick question. And it can just be a yes or no. You enjoy the sequel, right?
yeah. Well, let me not say enjoy. I appreciated the sequel, and there were things about it I liked. I mean, I felt like it was more interesting than this, even though the whole Joker thing is still like a problem. Like it's not there's no reason it should be a DC movie, but like the actual story itself worked for me more.
I do like it more as well. I will say the first time I watched the sequel, I thought it was the most dog shit movie I'd ever seen. I've since like seen it maybe 3 times, which I think is more than I've actually seen this movie, the first one.
I've only seen it once. And I think honestly part of it's like when you watch a YouTube video that's just hating on a movie you hate, it's like part of the enjoyment is just that he's basically dunking on himself. So it's like,
yeah,
it's hard for me not to love that, you know?
There's a Ryan Johnson joke in there somewhere, but I don't want to bring that to the table.
Because honestly, Todd Phillips, like, I would say my perception of him when Joker 1 came out was probably a lot harsher than it is now, because of the sequel. Like, I think he probably had good intentions with this, but I just think it's such a misguided movie. And I think, honestly, it's kind of like using the DC. I keep going back to it. Using the DC thing almost as like a shield just feels so like artistically bankrupt to me, you know? So like I just hate this movie, honestly. I just hate it. I don't want to keep rambling. Yeah, I don't know. I hate this movie. Do you want to talk about like plot points, Jim?
Yeah, we could do a little bit of a run through. So he is.
I think. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I was gonna say I think I might butcher his name. Denis Villeneuve is that?
Yeah.
Is it Villeneuve? I think he should have directed this, and Todd Phillips should have directed Dune. I'm not saying it would be better. I just think that.
I think that would have been the most boring Dune that ever has been conceived, to be honest. Although, I mean, now that I think about it, if like his whole thing is like maybe he would be good at adapting something. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe.
I mean,
I'm sorry to
The Hangover, right? The Hangover. He did The Hangover. I mean, that was good, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, all three of them are like
So-
equally.
There's 3 of them.
Before we go into the plot points again, I just want to say this too. The other thing about Todd Phillips is I don't know what the landscape looked like then, but it's very clearly like big comedies like that are not going to theaters anymore, and so part of me almost wonders if this was like an attempt to rebrand himself so he didn't get like drowned in that. But I don't know if it was still the case. Like that might have been a COVID thing. I'm not sure.
Interestingly
I don't
enough, I
really
think you
remember.
would have had an easier time putting the character of the Joker into a Hangover movie than Taxi Driver. But that's just me.
Arthur Fleck should have been the Sentry in Thunderbolts. No, that was a swing and a miss.
That's a movie that deals with mental illness. That's a comic book movie.
In a
That
good
does
way.
a pretty good job. This terrible to me. Terrible. Just terrible to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the movie itself, pretty simple plot here. I think is that you have this mentally ill party clown who lives with his mother, who is also insane. You kind of see his life kind of slowly fall apart a little bit to a bunch of different things. His mother dying, him getting fired, being beat up. Society all around is in a pretty bad state.
Can I stop you real quick because that was another thing that bothered me about this movie.
I have this written down too.
People are so mean to him, like in a way that's so crazy. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Can I? I want to add to this. Because I have this written down too. I have this written down because, like, at this point, I was like rewriting the movie, like within the first 15 minutes of watching it. So they're really trying to hammer home that, you know, like society is cruel and mean, but they do it in such a ham-fisted way this entire movie. Like, just this guy, everyone shits on him. And it's to a point where that's the funny part of this movie to me. It's just how bad he's getting shit on the whole movie. Like, at least with Taxi Driver, right? It's more about apathy, right? Which is a little scarier when you think about it, when people just don't care, like, and you know, you feel small and unimportant and invisible and you want to make a business, but no, this dude's just lashing out because like everyone, like almost rightfully so, like everyone is mean to him. He should like, and I understand that that's what they're going for, but they do it so clumsily that it's not like you're like you don't feel empowered, right? There's no sense that the character feels empowered, right? He's just doing fun shit after getting shit on for like 45 minutes. It just doesn't connect in the same way. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. I think that was well said, actually. But like, I also think that aspect of the movie, it being more ham-fisted in that way, almost adds to like the mixed signals of like the themes. Like,
Yeah,
I think there are people who like do see this as like empowering a little bit, and like it's like kind of because it's so poorly made, honestly, in my eyes.
well, it's not empowering. Like he's like, I understand the justification they're using here for him to become the Joker and shoot Jay Leno or whatever, but like, I guess who would it be? It wouldn't be Jay Leno. It would be a more
Conan.
equivalent.
I don't know.
No.
I feel like Jay Leno's fine. He's just 70s Jay Leno.
Nick Cavett,
Johnny Carson. I don't know.
But like but like when you're watching it and or when I'm watching it rather, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense why he would do that. But I'm not like, hell yeah, Joker.
Yeah.
You know, like they miss the audience connect where like you want a sympathy angle, right? Like it'd be weird and scary if you did sympathize with a lot of the, you know what I mean? But you want to play the sympathetic character, and it doesn't work.
I kind of feel like you're giving people too much credit. I'm not saying it's like a large chunk, but there are definitely people that are like, hell yeah, Joker, like fuck yeah.
Well, there are people that are like, hell yeah, Travis Bickle, and that also isn't the point, But like,
I guess that's true, but yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know. It's just like the logic of the logic of his experience and then his reaction to his experience just is disconnected as hell for me.
I mean, I get.
Like they shit on him to a comedic level where, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, the very first scene, he's flipping a sign and they steal it and then just jump him in an alley.
Also, this movie, the whole crux of the plot revolves around this one moment that, like, reminded me so much of another kind of hot take I have, which is a movie I don't like, which is Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. Almost the same exact scene with almost the same exact problems. A guy who's like kind of like supposed to be maybe sympathetic or like, like he's getting picked on by these like young cool guys or like assholes, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like when he like it's so contrived, the whole situation of like these guys like, bullying him and like doing all it like because he's laughing. It's like
he's scared.
Also, anybody who's ever taken the subway knows if somebody's uncontrollably laughing in a seat just by themselves and it's like 3:00 in the morning and you're the only one on the train with them, you're not gonna just walk up to them and be like, "You're a fucking bitch." Like, you're gonna fucking go to one of the other train cars, bro. Like, I feel like I don't know. I never bought that, and in Nobody, it's kind of a similar situation, but it's a little bit more like he's more of a cool action character. It neither worked for me.
Arthur doesn't really do a good, not that he should, but like it always is funny to me. Like he did not do a good job of like justifying killing them. Even though he was like his actions, like on the train, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. That like if you're by yourself, that's probably what you should do. But like
the justification for him is always just isn't he so crazy? Like that's the whole
like
his whole character.
It was an act of self-defense, right? Like, so you're like, okay, fine. Like, it's crazy that you did the rest of the stuff in that scene, but then like,
yeah.
Now, never once is he like, I was defending myself. He's like, no, these people were the problem of society. Like, and he just starts to get on a soapbox.
I think that's part of the problem too. Like, it's we'll get into the more deeper themes, but you have a guy that's kind of like you have like a mentally ill dude, and then he's kind of there's like a kind of like some higher powers working on a little bit, not like Illuminati. But like after that happened, there was all that civil unrest, and I think he kind of got just like swept up through that.
Yeah. Jimmy, I want like what were like standout moments for you in this?
Obviously the ending. After the ending was pretty standout. After he shot those guys in the train station when he sprints off to the bathroom and does the dancing for the first time. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I want to ask you guys.
I'm sorry.
What is it supposed to mean?
I thought it was silly and stupid.
Like, is he like?
I like the dancing scene. Like, I mean, it's like visually like the most memorable thing in the movie.
Yeah, I get that. There is one big thing we're missing, which is the twist. Yeah, the twist.
Yeah.
Which I remember when I saw this in theaters. That part came up, and I remember the entire theater gasped in shock.
Really?
And I sat there and I looked around. I said, "Oh my God, people are so stupid." Like, I thought that was the most obvious thing in the world, and also I thought it was a cop out because like obviously because it was a problem for me in the first half that this woman was like okay with him. Like it almost is a plot hole. It's like in no scenario would this woman be okay with him, so it has to be a figment of his imagination, or it just doesn't make any sense. And the fact that it's a figment of his imagination is just kind of like a stupid twist for like twist's sake. Like it doesn't really add anything to the movie. Like that scene comes and goes, and like they never bring it up again. It's not important. Like he kills plenty of people in the movie. It's like one more. It's like it's kind of inconsequential at that point.
A lot of things have done it a lot better.
Yeah.
Like
like that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, but I just think the way this movie does it, it just didn't work.
Actually, replace her with Johnny Silverhands, and we might have a hit.
Yeah.
But Jimmy, how did you feel about the girl not being?
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it, I gasped a little bit. I was sitting right next to Rob, and he looked at me like, "You're a fucking retard." No,
did you guys watch this together?
No,
I don't think so. I don't remember.
I think it was one of them things where when it first came out, everybody was really trying to see it, and the theaters were so packed that I think, did we actually see it? But it might have been like 3 weeks removed or something. So it might have been like,
or maybe it was. Maybe it was. Yeah.
I think you guys had probably already seen it, and it might have been my first time.
Yeah, because I was late on it. Because I don't remember what I thought about it going in. But I wasn't like rabid to see it. I was just like interested, but I was going to wait for the crowds to die down.
Yeah,
I remember that part.
Well, there was like buzz around like going to the theater at that time to see this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, but I think I did see it opening weekend. Because to me it just visually looked so cool.
Yeah.
Like from the trailer, like, and I know trailers can do a lot, but I was very interested in how this movie was going to look. So I couldn't wait to see it. I was like not keen on the Joker part of it. Like it feels like a weird character to exist without Batman.
Well, Batman's in the movie, technically.
Honestly, I was not against that though going in. Like I didn't mind the idea of it. It was really just like once I sat down and saw it, I was like, oh my god. That the execution was bad.
Like, I mean, you can do it in like isolating the character from Batman, but like it's just a 1 in a million shot that it works.
Yeah.
That's like doing a whole movie about the Green Goblin with no Spider-Man. I mean, it's not a 1-for-1, but you know what I mean. Like that only is going to work in a very few circumstances.
Yeah, or for a very short period of time.
Yeah, not like an episode of television. Like I'm talking,
Yeah.
How long is Joker? It's long, isn't it?
Let's see. Wikipedia says I had it up.
Or is it just like a regular
122 minutes?
It's just slow.
Yeah, this movie felt like.
When you think about it, not a lot happens in this movie. It's like
no.
Kind
what
of
do you
like
think about,
three things happen.
What do you think about Joaquin Phoenix?
You got really
he's again. There's two sides of this: him as Joker, and just as a performance. As a performance, I would say it's okay. It's not his best, but it's not bad at all, and I think he does a relatively good job. As Joker, I think it's very weird and misguided. It's probably
I hate the laughing thing.
I do kind of too. I mean, it's an intriguing idea, I guess, but like in practice, I feel like it's just like again, I feel like it doesn't add anything really. I don't know. It's probably better than Leto's, but it's definitely not as good as Nicholson or Ledger. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, it's a different conversation.
Yeah, but just as a performance, I think it's okay. I mean, I think he has way better performances. Didn't he win an Oscar for this?
Did he? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I thought he did, but
he didn't win a Lupo.
That's true.
I thought that was pretty crazy because I feel like I've seen him just in better movies. I guess I don't know.
What's that movie where he's an underground rapper?
Oh, I'm still here. That's a
Yeah.
quotes documentary.
Yeah, mockumentary.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't mind that movie actually.
No, that's one I haven't thought of in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
He's a great actor. It's okay to say that. This is not him at his
Definitely.
greatest, though.
No, yeah, I mean, I just saw Eddington this year. He's great in that movie.
I love that movie. Other things I want to point out, because I just have like some stuff listed down here. So stop me if you guys want to talk about anything. But this movie tried to make me laugh at Gary for being different. And there was like no spin on that. I was just like, this movie wants me to laugh at a little person for being a little person.
He cannot reach the door. The door is locked, and he needed him to do it.
Yeah, I get the like, you want to laugh and like because it's the release of tension, but also their way to release tension was like, haha, look at this different person who can't reach the door. And I was like, oh man, I didn't see that. Like, and I don't like that's not like the hugest sin in the world, but I was also like, man, that's kind of like a dickhead move.
I just thought I thought the whole kind of point of his character was just be like, yeah, man, I can relate to you a little bit, Arthur, because I get shit on all the time for being short. Like when they're in the locker room, they literally only cut up those two characters. And
they should have recruited him to the cause.
He could be Punchline. Punchline,
that's not a baby. That's not a terrible. Did you just come up with that?
No, wasn't like Joker's first sidekick was like a little midget named Punchline? Or am I completely?
I think that's purposeful. I think he's right. I don't really actively remember. I don't actively remember this. I'm going to say that, but that sounds like
Punchline is
like it sounds correct to me.
There's like when Joker first came out, he had like a little. I thought he had a literal mini henchman, but I forget his name. It's not Punchline.
Gaggy.
Gaggy?
Yeah, Gagsworth. And this guy's name is Gary. Oh, wow.
Gagsworth A. Gaggy. Gagsworth A. Gagworthy. Gagsworthy.
Yeah, I'm way deeper into like Marvel lore. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I think when he like first came out, I think it was like them two together, and then they were like, "Yo, drop this." So he was really short.
His comedic tightrope act was discontinued and replaced by the Flying Graysons.
Mm-hmm.
This is silly.
All
right. Wow. You. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm good for a deep cut every once in a while.
What'd you think of the end, Junior? We haven't talked about that.
I thought the ending obviously kind of sets itself up to be for another movie, and so I thought it was going to be more of like like you ever read The Hunger Games? And you know how like the whole second half of the movie or the second half of like the franchise is like, yeah, she's like the rebellion for the fucking 13th district or whatever, and it's like kind of throughout the whole series, everybody's like kind of manipulating her to do what they want. I thought it was going to be one of them things where it was going to be like some sort of higher, like that's what I was saying. It was more like a higher power. Like somebody was going to use the chaos that was caused and like still have him be a figurehead, but like some like those clowns at the end when they decided to hit that specific car that he just happened to be on, because it was like they didn't just hit a police car, they hit the police car that he specifically was in, but like all media coverage had like shut off or was just talking about what just happened. And then
what did you think of the talk show ending though? When he shoots De Niro, what do they call him? Murray, yeah.
Murray. Yeah. I think that was like a whole thing because the bit was going to be that he kills himself. And that was going to be like the fuck you.
That's such a more interesting choice, to be honest.
I was kind of disappointed when he didn't.
Well, I think it's because
that's what I thought it was leading up to.
It was, but then he like literally like while he's interviewing him, I think when Murray starts like chopping him up, he kind of realizes that.
Oh, that's right. They do hint at that, don't they? Where he's like practicing.
Yeah, like that's when he's sitting there in the thing doing the makeup, he keeps like shooting the gun, And then that's when the other clowns come in, or technically just his coworkers because they're not in the makeup. But they were going. He was going to go that way, and then Murray just starts like chopping him up, and he's like, you know what? Nah, fuck me. No, fuck you. So I don't know, because there's deeper themes that you could talk about there, because he is like, there's the whole thing with the mom and like I don't I'm not I'm
You
trying to
don't
say
even
this.
know how to tackle this.
I'm not smart enough to talk about
Abuse,
mental health, but
the
like
abuse
his
stuff.
mom is like really about her. Like, what do you call it when you're like really absorbed in your own shit?
Narcissist.
There you go. Like, she was a narcissist, and I think to an extent he kind of is as well. Because like if you they
Munchausen's too, isn't it? Wasn't that like kind of maybe not?
Munchausen's-
I might be.
yeah.
By like proxy or whatever, or however they.
Yeah. Well, they do also say too that like committing suicide is a very narcissistic thing. Maybe that's just my outside gatherings and like trying to interpret what's going on for the movie. Cuz there's like that whole other thing too
Do we
where
need to throw the hotline up for this episode?
huh?
Do we need to throw the hotline number up for this episode?
I don't want to be alive. Oh, yeah. That kind of I'm kind of thinking about this now. It kind of goes back to what you're saying before, where like they had kind of a trouble making you feel sympathy for him. I didn't really feel any sympathy for him for most part of the movie until they get to like the sort of like right before he does the show, where he like goes over to the Arkham Asylum or whatever, and he kind of realizes like what exactly he like went through with his mom. So that's like you got so many different things going on, because one, because throughout the movie you realize that his mom is an unreliable narrator and he relies on his mom and they're like codependent. But he is also, because he's like seeing things that aren't happening, like he made up that whole relationship. You now have two people that are both unreliable like narrators. It's just so much going on that I completely lost what even made me start this to begin with. So somebody take the baton.
I feel like the best use of an unreliable narrator is like when you have a reliable narrator to like, bounce off of. You know what I mean?
The best use is when you think it's a reliable narrator. To be fair, like
That's true.
There's no point in this. Like Kaiser Soze is the greatest example of a unreliable narrator I can think of.
Yeah, true.
And what is that? What is that movie?
Nothing.
Show?
Don't worry. Go back to bed, dude. That's a whole different podcast. You know what? I forgot, because you haven't seen that. We're not going to talk about that until you do. Because I can't wait for that podcast.
I don't know. But as far as the ending, I felt like by that time I was beaten down and pretty defeated. And I think maybe it was like, yeah, I mean, I think I at that point, I don't think I cared that much. I was that surprised that he did that, but I thought it would have been more interesting if he did kill himself. One thing I did write down is, again, this is getting into comic book stuff, which is like, it's like if you want to separate it from that, okay, like that's fine. But how they characterize Thomas Wayne, I feel like is kind of, again, misguided, because he's basically like a fucking irredeemable like asshole, like which
the idea with Thomas Wayne is that you're not really supposed to know if that's the case or not, and they kind of didn't do that.
Yeah, and I feel like making him that way. Yeah, I think yeah, you're unsure because Batman only knows him as a kid. You know what I mean? So like, you have a view of your parent, but also I think the most interesting take on his parents is what the Matt Reeves movie does, which is you kind of make them very flawed, but like very well intentioned. And honestly, the Nolan movies kind of do that too. It's a little bit more well.
A lot of the games do something similar. I mean, there are comics that explore it. Like, there's ways to do it.
But by making him like an asshole, I feel like you're ruining the best like characterization and motivation for like Bruce Wayne to become Batman. Like for me, that was always the thing that resonated the most. Is that for Batman is that like he's kind of like it's not just he's a like doing like a weird avenging of his parents. He's like trying to continue their legacy of like trying to do something positive. And there's that gets tricky, you know. So
Yeah.
When you first saw this, did you think it was going to go in like a Joe Chill direction?
I'm not sure. I don't really remember honestly, and it kind of does. I mean, they have the scene where, but it's obviously it's just some guy, but
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't have been like the most creative or fun way to do it, but I kind of thought I remember the first time watching, I was like, I wonder if this is how this is going to go down in this retelling of it, like if this does become, you know, the story of how the Waynes died.
Yeah,
I'm glad
if anything, I was maybe dreading that because I hate that. I hate when it's like, I hate when Joker and Batman are like destined
intertwined
to like
that
meet.
much.
You know, yeah, it's like it's better when they're just like, you know, this is a fucking crazy clown in my city. What the fuck?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
So yeah,
Joker is only good when he's dancing to Prince.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the Thomas Wayne thing definitely that bothered me.
It's weird because, like I said earlier, like they try to make the character in isolation from Batman, but also just like tie in these weird like things where that's also not the case. Like it's a very you have to pick one lane, man, and they didn't do a good job with that.
It's not exactly the same, but I think like as far as like what it's trying to do for Batman, the Reeves movie does a lot of similar things, and it does them way better. You know, obviously that movie's not about like mental illness or anything like that. It doesn't have those themes tied to it, but or at least not in the same way. I mean, obviously the Riddler, but it's a little different.
Okay, here's an interesting
movie is so much better handled than this one.
Here's an interesting thing that I wrote down, Robbie, while I was watching this. And Jimmy, you could probably help me with this too, if you want to help me fill some that I missed.
Okay.
I wrote down Batman villains that would have made this movie better. Instead of the
Hush. Hush would have been actually a way better movie.
Hush, but like I mean, this exact movie, the way it was made, except not called the Joker.
Oh, I see.
This
is just DC characters?
Yeah, this is just Batman villains.
Okay.
The first one I have down is Calendar Man. I think Calendar Man would have been a better taxi driver.
I don't know, because if there's no Batman, I don't know about that. It's like, is it just going to be this random villain kind of versing the police?
Oh no, same exact movie. You don't change anything but the name. Mad Hatter makes infinitely more sense. Especially with the laughing thing. That's definitely a Mad Hatter trait. The way it's portrayed in this. Riddler. Condiment King.
Whoa.
I think Condiment King could have, like, if you did like it was like a basically the same movie but with like a New York hot dog stand kind of thing instead of like a clown.
Oh, what's the one that did the giant?
I don't know if I'm with you yet. I don't know if I'm with you yet on this.
Maybe you see some kids and they like instead of like taking his sign, they're like, my hot dog stand. Oh, and he becomes like Condiment Man.
The penny plunderer.
Penny plunderer. Yeah, the giant penny from the Batcave. That would have made a better movie than this. Yeah, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Does that one make sense?
Zaz would have been cool.
It would have been cool, but it probably would have. That's what I'm saying. More, it was like, just, I don't know, because it's really you can't, because he knows he's insane.
Not serious, because I don't think you can get more serious in this movie. This movie is like about as fun as a funeral.
I just wish that maybe in DC in general, it's like if we're gonna start Batman shit. Can we run something other than the Joker? And we were talking about it before.
There's only 3 of them.
Yeah, we were talking about it before we turned on the podcast, but this movie grossed $1 billion, and it was the first rated R movie to gross $1 billion worldwide. So it's like I get why and how it keeps happening. I don't know, man. Let's see the Penny Plunderer. You know, what's he got?
What about the Eraser? I like the Eraser.
That's what the Reeves movies are trying to do. That's why I like them so much. I feel like they're actually trying to, one, kind of be a little bit, at least like in some ways, reflect the comics, but also just like do something different. And
he this movie does edgy without gritty. Reeves does gritty without edgy. I know that's a weird.
I get that. Yeah, that's a good point.
What's the, not to just kind of talk about adjacent, movie franchises, but like, what is the next Batman? What's the villain supposed to be?
They haven't announced it yet. It's not the Joker, though.
No,
so they just threw that in there just cause.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just world building. It just adds like he exists.
Yeah.
But also I think that was a deleted scene.
I always thought, it's like kind of like a lesser known villain and probably not like the most interesting. But I always thought Firefly would be good in the Reeves.
He's good in the cartoon. I like the cartoon. He's good in the cartoon, the Batman cartoon.
But like,
it fits the universe that Reeves built. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's just,
I
like,
actually kind of disagree with that though, because I thought it was gonna, like, at least for the Riddler, it seems like it's a more grounded universe. Like, I think
in some ways it is, I think, but in some ways you can see like, how it would lead to a more elevated universe too.
Yeah. Like, your first movie is about like a coordinated effort of like very thought based and like a lot of manpower went into it. And then the next movie is just like, oh, dude, here's this guy with a fucking jetpack and he's setting shit on fire.
Well, okay, yeah. Obviously, the jetpack would be the hard.
You just said that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah,
to me. I don't hear anything bad about that. That sounds
no, I like the concept of it,
like,
but
you
it just
can do a jetpack with only doing like one more degree of like cheese. It doesn't have to be like the most flamboyantly awesome jetpack ever.
Yeah, I mean, he already was gliding and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking they should do some like, because they could do like a real, like they should do like some type of almost horror film with some of these guys, because you got the rated R.
They're gonna do a Clayface movie. That's that.
Do we want to close out?
Yeah. One more thing, real quick. That's kind of this movie adjacent. I just wanted to, again, with like Joaquin's performance. I also feel like, even though I like the Ledger one for the movie it's in, and I like the Nicholson performance for the movie it's in, I don't know that I've ever seen a live action Joker that really like feels like Joker to me. Like in the way that like Mark Hamill's Joker.
Yeah, Mark Hamill is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always feels like something adjacent.
What's your top three?
As far as just like, what do you mean?
Live action, like
live action. It's probably Ledger one. Even though he's not, well, even though it's not really reminiscent of the comics, it just works so well for that movie.
Yes.
Nicholson 2.
3's a harder pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. 3. I mean, I guess it's this one. Trying to think. Oh no! I was gonna say 60s.
Caesar.
That's probably my third.
Is it Romero? That sounds wrong.
Yeah. But no, I think that's right.
Is he the one that wanted he kept the mustache?
He wouldn't. Yeah, Caesar Romero.
I've only seen Dark Knight Rises, and the Joker.
You've never.
Oh my god!
I watched a lot of the anime. Like, I've seen probably almost every animated Batman movie. But I haven't.
That'll be our spin-off podcast.
In the older stuff. Well, we do have in the movie pool. We have I think we have 2 OG Batman movies. Maybe one from the 80s and one from the 60s.
Well, I don't know if we broke the news to the people yet, but earlier this week I decided that we're now a Mad Men podcast after this.
That's true. That's true.
All right, cool.
So that's season 4, then we cover season 5, and then season 6 will be only short films.
Season 6 is when we recast Robbie.
One of us leaves because we got canceled.
Like, it'll still be Robbie. It'll just be played by somebody else.
It'll be somebody else. Yeah, played by somebody else. It'll be played by a CGI blue version of me.
All right, yeah. I've said everything I can.
I hate it.
Good.
Yeah.
And then we will do our normal closing thoughts. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe to all of the various links. I threw down the link tree. I fixed it all. So we are back on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We're here on YouTube as well. Make sure to give us 5 stars. I hope you guys, I texted you guys, give us 5 stars on Apple Pod. I hope you did that. Throw us up there in the ratings. And then before we pick the next movie, 2 things. One, we do have another episode that we are going to be recording. So we'll say that what that next movie is in a second. And then I had something on the top of my bean that I completely forgot about. Oh, so we have a new way of picking movies, okay? So we made a letterbox list. You go to my letterbox, you can see all of the movies in the pool. And it's a bunch of movies of various genres spanning decades, anything and everything. Give us suggestions, throw some movies down in the comments, and I will add
the list is still growing.
Yes, 200 and I believe 38 movies in total so far, and rapidly growing. So what we did was I threw everything in a numerical thing in the list. So I know mid-90s is technically the number 1 movie on there. That doesn't mean anything. It's just for just me. And then we're going to go back to the people's favorite method of picking new movies here, which is the duck races.
It's definitely my favorite.
And as I'm setting everything up for the pod, the viewers, and for you guys, because I'll open it up and we can share the screen in the Discord. You guys talk about what movies you've seen recently that has not, just talk about what you guys seen, what you enjoyed, what you hated, and yada yada.
Yeah, I haven't gotten out a whole lot recently because I am a proud doggy dad now. So I haven't been going to the theater a whole lot. But I have been watching. I rewatched Nuremberg yesterday, which I enjoyed. I like. I have some mixed feelings about some parts of it, but on the whole, I think it's a really good movie. And to be honest, I've been watching a lot of anime recently. Not too many movies. I've been watching Demon Slayer, which I enjoy.
Yeah. Is that the only one?
Nuremberg, yeah, it's the most recent one that I rewatched.
But anime, I mean, is just Demon Slayer.
For the time being, like I did want to start solo leveling because I've heard good things. I've tried to start JJK like 3 separate times. It's not really my thing.
Yeah, same here. It's hard. I mean, I feel like it's like low key kind of boring, but I hear it picks up at a certain point. So
I've been trying to get to that point because I've been told it does. It's just there's so many. It's a weak start. It's like I don't know why I like the character. The characters aren't anything to me. They don't mean anything. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, as far as me, I did rewatch Lord of the Rings. They're all fun movies.
What's your favorite
saw definitely Fellowship. Not even close.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I like Two Towers. That's my favorite.
I like Two Towers a lot. That's probably. I mean, it's very good. The third one is very Return of the Jedi. It's better than that, but it's like so clearly the worst of the 3. It's kind of funny to me that that's the one that won the Oscar. But
you know what I always think is the coolest thing in that
I love
movie,
them
though,
all
is
though.
the Mouth of Sauron. I always thought they did that really cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I watched a movie called Happy End. It is a movie sort of futuristic, but it doesn't really look futuristic. It's very grounded. Um, it's about like a school in I think it's Japan, and like they introduce like basically it's surveillance. Like they're a surveillance state basically, and rely a lot on AI and stuff. And it was just really good. I mean, I recommend that to everybody to check that movie out because it was like one of those movies you've talked about it before, Christian. When you just like turn a movie on randomly and you don't know anything about it, and like
Yeah, I
it's
love that.
like you love it, and it's like that is a totally different experience than like anything. And yeah, so that movie was great. I did see the new 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. That was.
I don't say anything. I don't care if it's good, bad. I don't want to hear about it yet. Please.
I'll just say I really love the 28 Years Later, the first one, or not. Well, the first of this series.
Yeah.
And I loved Boyle's style in that movie, and I think they're all these movies other than 28. What was it? 28 Weeks Later.
Weeks stinks.
Yeah,
Years
all those are
stinks.
worth checking out except for Weeks. Weeks is kind of a waste of time. I can keep going. I mean, I've seen tons, but if you're ready, Jimmy, it's up to you.
Yeah, I just I'm gonna throw one thing out there. I saw this movie called Misfits. It's a very low budget film, and I did not enjoy it. I put a 0 stars on it. I did not finish the movie. I tried to give it a chance. I watched the first 30 minutes, and like I've seen bad movies before, and I was like, oh, maybe this will be like a so bad that it's good, and I'll power through, and it'll be fun. No enjoyment was had, and I quit the movie. 0 stars.
That's
Sorry.
something we could talk about next podcast because I struggled with a movie we're about to talk about.
So we are now on to the big kahuna here. We have so as I was saying, so the movie pool, right? Originally we were going to use, like, there's some website where you could pull a random movie from the list, like Letterboxd Picker or something. It just didn't work for some reason, and I had one of you guys try and do it, and you couldn't make it work either, so it kind of just is what it is. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to be incorporating the ducks. Fuck you, I'm not paying the monthly premium to get 1,000 ducks on the screen. It might crash my computer. And 2, I'm not paying $6 for that. So we're breaking it up in blocks of 100. So the first 1 to 100 movies. Next to podcast, we will do 101 to 200. And so forth. Yada, yada. So we're going to set this here. What do you want to do? 20 seconds? 15?
Yeah, 20 seconds is fine.
Okay.
I think 10's
Colors
too short.
and costumes, racing numbers. We're going to set it. I'm gonna
Oh my
shuffle
god,
this.
that's so many ducks.
Should I keep it all in a row here, or should I shuffle them?
Why don't we shuffle it for the spirit of things?
Let's go. I'm gonna do it one more time. All right, here we go. 86 didn't even get it off the starting block.
No clear. I like this.
There's so many things going on here, folks. We got a couple people coming ahead. Number 20, 31. We got a 10. 10. 10. 10.
Ben's taking it.
Oh, what's number 10?
That's the other part of that's the other fun part of this. I get to go back and see what I put as 10. Because unfortunately, those are movies that only I started putting in first. So it could literally be anything.
Oh, let's go.
Memento is our next movie.
That's
Okay.
like the first movie I've ever been happy that you've picked, Jimmy.
I have no idea about Memento. I don't even know why I put it on there, honestly.
I have put it on. I think I've suggested it before too. So maybe I planted a seed somewhere.
Maybe. Memento. What is that
Oh,
even? Is that
that's hype.
Memento?
Memento means remember.
Christopher Nolan. Wow.
Yeah.
Is this our first Christopher Nolan film?
It will be for the podcast.
Yeah. Wow. Have I ever seen a movie with Guy Pearce in it?
In
Mm,
general, have you
Yeah.
seen Iron Man 3?
Who?
oh yeah.
Have you seen Iron Man 3?
Give me the plot.
It's the one where the people start exploding.
I don't know if this is
Yeah.
worth this.
No, I don't know. I remember
Explaining
he's
Iron
just in
Man
the
3
cave,
plot.
and he fights the guy
Guy
with
Pearce
the
is
whip.
nice.
That's the first one.
And then
That's the
after
first
that,
one.
no idea, dude. I blinked. I went from like Spider-Man. I think I saw the first Iron Man, and then it was like Marvel's Endgame.
I don't think you've seen a Guy Pearce movie that I can think of, unless you somehow saw The Brutalist.
No, is that Guy Pearce?
Nah, I didn't think so. Yeah, he's in it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
It's a movie that ruins Guy Pearce.
Really?
We could talk about that at a different time.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess, because have you ever seen LA Confidential? No, I guess you wouldn't
No.
have.
No.
Wait, you've never seen Prometheus? I think he's in that.
No.
Oh, he is briefly. That's
Yeah.
right. He's the old man. He's in
Anywho,
prosthetics and stuff.
I'm gonna
I don't
put a
think-
pin in this. Wait, Ted. Oh. Not.
Ted.
Well, it says Ted 2023, but the movie was in 2012. And it's also a short film.
He's in the series then or something. There's a show.
Memento will be an interesting one for you, I think. I think
Good.
that's going to be a good podcast.
Good. I'm gonna sign us out. Good night, everybody. Yeah. You guys, any comments?
No.
Good.
You're laughing. We watched The Joker, and you're laughing.
You're laughing, yeah.
That would have been a good soundbite. God damn it!
I have a condition.